What's going on, everybody? This is John with First Direct Marketing. So we had a great conversation on our Be Growth Driven live today, and it was with Ken Walls. And I honestly hadn't heard a whole lot about Ken, and I'm really excited to be picking up his book, and it'd be some great reading material coming up. But one of the things that he said, it was like, yeah, Joel, we've talked about this before. Data isn't sexy, right? And it's kind of funny because that's primarily what we do day in and day out. I mean, that's what we know. If you can get the data right, if you can make sure that the right list you have in your marketing, you can actually have a 600% return, because everything else is downstream of that. All of your other marketing channels, all the other, you know, glitzy, flashy type of stuff that people do, that's all down the road. That's all things that certainly cost a lot of money for implementation because of the technology that comes behind it. But at the end of the day, everyone's basing it off of some sort of contact list. And he's kind of right that it isn't quote unquote sexy. Everyone looks at, oh, look at machine learning, look at artificial intelligence, look at all these nice crazy things. And certainly, your Facebook analytics, your Google analytics, your data streams, all of that stuff that's actually wildly available these days. I mean, we're still just touching the iceberg of a lot of that stuff. And while it might seem affordable, at the end of the day, I think there's still a lot to be desired from people when it comes to their business, their growth, and the right list. And honestly, I mean, the most cost-effective means of being able to create sales is still through the cold call. It's still a cell phone. And the fact that you can also now do a ton of your own marketing on Facebook, on Instagram, on all these social media platforms, and all the other new ones that are cropping up as well. You can put a message out just like this and have it go to multiple places, and that's awesome. But at the end of the day, I mean, just having a list, an Excel sheet with a name, who you're talking to, what number it is, picking up the phone and dialing and getting in your 100 to 200 calls a day. That's certainly something that I'm, even having trouble with as a new salesperson myself, and getting my mind wrapped around that. I look at a lot of these guys in the Cardone ecosystem that I'm learning from, and even a lot of the other guys who've been here longer, who are still doing the training. I look around. The only thing I've been able to actually equate it to was like my freshman year of stepping onto the soccer field, moving up from middle school, going into high school, maybe even stepping on the varsity football field, stepping onto the college track when I got there, and just feeling out of place for a while, just feeling like, wow, these guys have it. I mean, it's amazing how fast these people are, their dedication. Like, I have to up my game. And honestly, even then, it took time. And there's like nervousness that goes on. There's a lot of self-doubt when you get there. Like, man, am I even in the right place for this? And, my calls are not great. I mean, it's funny. It's like, hey, how many people hung up on you today? That's cool, right? I'm like, shoot, I hung up on myself at least times today. I mean, just like blah 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 blah. I can't even get a word out of my mouth because it's just like I'm reading the script that I need to be reading, trying to sound as authentic as possible. They say something I'm not ready for, and then blah 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 blah. So, it is what it is. But at the same time, it's a muscle. It's getting in the dialing. It's getting in all that stuff, and it's something that Joel and the gals at the office are holding me accountable for, as becoming that new salesperson and really trying to step up to the plate in order to do that. But that's a little bit of a tangent there. Data may not be sexy, a list may not be sexy, but it sure as hell gets results. So if you need, especially at the end of this year, if you're a business owner, you're a salesperson, and you just need a fresh, simple list, whether it's a consumer list, a business to business list, if you're an insurance guy, a real estate agent, it doesn't even matter whether you're door to door. It can be other business to business. It can be SaaS systems. It can be software systems you're selling. It can be an app. Whatever the case might be, yeah, you still need to be doing the marketing, but you still got to be putting in the reps for the sales part of it yourself too. So I know that a little bit longer of a stream, normally you'd keep things a little bit shorter, but I kind of wanted to share that out just a little bit and put that out there. Thank you, Jess. That's funny. Oh, man. Anyway, so I just wanted to throw that out there. Data may not be sexy, but it's the thing that gets results. At the end of the day, the data that I sell somebody won't be sexy when they're using it, it could be a grind while they're doing it, but at the end of the day, when they go through that list, if it's buying the car that they wanted because it got the result, I'm happy, right? So we're looking for the result of what it's going to be, not that the list itself is sexy, not that the cold call is a sexy process you want to jump on, but it's the work. It's the thing that you kind of need to fall in love with a little bit. Not that you always have to love it. It could even be a love-hate relationship, so long as you're doing the work and you're getting better at it, you're getting the reps, and you're developing the muscle overall. And that's what I'm really, really learning. So even though, yes, Ken Walls, data may not be sexy, but at the end of the day, what is sexy is the car you drive because you did the work, right? Awesome. Anyway, so Ken, again, thank you so much. If you happen to watch this, I appreciate you. I'm really looking forward to your book and some other stuff. I look forward to reaching out to you and with your courses and some of the other things as well, and hearing you back here on the 29th of December, and looking forward to getting after it. If anybody has things that they need to get a nice, fresh list for, reach out to me and let me